Okay. All those peeps that have been screaming and crying, and they have been now for some time. Fuji doesn't have good flash options. Oh my god. I've heard that so much these past year plus. People are like, oh, Fuji, you got the great cameras and the great lenses, but you just don't have the speed lights. Well, Fuji's coming out with their EF X500, but and some people in Europe and Australia have already got it. But let me tell you something really important. That unit for communication wirelessly is only optical. And additionally still, at $450, you have to buy two of them. Okay, there's no little unit like this that will communicate with it, so you have to have a big-ass honkin' speed light on your hot shoe, which is epically stupid, lame, top-heavy, and crappy. Fuji has to have a TTL cable, but they don't. That's okay. The pin-out communications for TTL flash photography with Fuji is the same as Canon. So what you would do is get a Velo cable. Why not a Canon cable? Because the Velo cable is actually made better and is a lot cheaper than the Canon cable. Absolutely so. So that unit for $450, if you wanted to do a wireless TTL unit, not only are you limited by the fact that it is optical, line of sight only, not radio, but you have to buy two of them. So that means you have to have a $900 investment. That's no bueno. No dice, as they say. That's not the best thing. No, in fact it's not. I could actually think of a lot of things that are better than that, like sticking needles in my eyeballs. No, I'm not sponsored by Nissin. No, they don't give me any free stuff. I had to buy all this stuff. This is a new Nissin DI700A, only very slightly less powerful than the much smaller i60A. Very simple. I mean, I could teach a blind person how to use this and pair it with the Air 1 module. This is the Air 1 module right here. Okay, I can control multiple units either in TTL at the same time and do independent flash compensation remotely. People ask me the question, this is the i60A. Really small, very powerful little speed light, extremely well made. This is the only speed light that I have, and I've got nearly 45 speed lights. I don't have to take my eye out of the viewfinder to do flash compensation. I can just do it via the clickable dial back here. Or if I'm going to do it remotely, I just do it via the Air Commander module right here on top. Select the S button, and this will be set in Group A, for example, and this speed light would be set in Group B. If I'm going to use it as a secondary light, say this is my main flash, I'd have this positioned wherever behind my subject, depending on what I'm shooting. And I want to do some hair light or a little bit of background illumination of my subject, or a hair light or a background light. Depends on what the hell you're doing. 3 speed lights is about maximum. Even Dean Collins, I've usually not even seen him, rest his soul, use more than 4 speed lights or strobes at the same time. Actually, I've never seen him use more than like 2 strobes. Very, very simple. Very easy, very reliable. 96 feet, however, I've found that I'm able to go further than 96 feet, even though you can't take my word on this, and it's not written in stone from Nissin, but it will definitely go a lot further than 96 feet. At 2.4 gigahertz, we're talking about cell phone frequencies, it will go a lot further than that. However, that's not what they state. You know, it depends on what you're shooting through, the conditions, what the radio signal. I think it might be like like a 100 milliwatt signal. I can't remember the exact milliwatt output, but at 2.4 gigahertz you can get some serious distance. I mean, to the point where it's far out of the range of your lens. This is it. I mean, why would I want to spend $900 on 2 Fujifilm EFX 500s? Not only are they optical, but I have to have 2 of them. I can do full wireless TTL with compensation. All I have to do is just select one. I'll have this in Group A, this in Group B, or I can have multiple sets in Group B or multiple sets in Group A. Adjust the flash compensation. Now what you have to do in all the speed lights that you're in whatever group they're in, I've got say 6 speed lights, and some are in Group A, some are in Group B. They all need to be shot in either manual mode or they all need to be shot in TTL. However, you can set them independently for their flash compensation. I set additional stop and a half compensation on Group E, but a stop and a half below compensation on group B, or I could just switch all of them to manual mode, which is really the easiest thing for me. Works perfectly. Don't need a TTL cable. This is it. The unit runs off of 2 AAA batteries. It's $89 for the Fuji system, and this is it. The difference between this and like a Pocket Wizard is that Pocket Wizard, like the little flash cue triggers that a lot of you bought off my recommendations, which are the size of a dice cube, those are just dumb fire only. If I need to adjust my compensation, I have to either adjust it in hand, or if I have the speedlight remotely, I have to go walk up to it and adjust it. I have no TTL capabilities wirelessly with either one of those triggers. I have no capabilities to do flash compensation wirelessly unless I walk up to it and actually physically adjust the damn thing, and that is a pain in the butt that you don't want to experience. People are like, well, you know, it's great, it's going to fire the speedlight. Yeah, but you have to adjust it until you dial it in. Pain in the butt. All I have to do is sit here, dial it in right here. Once I hang my speedlight or drop it wherever I want, like an Easter egg, okay, this is going to go behind Sally. It's going to be a hair light. I'm going to stick a softbox on this with an orange gel. It's going to be a hair rim light for Sally. All I have to do is just dial this. Well, that's too much. You know, it's about to stop too much on the hair light. Hit the S button. Dial in whatever power output in manual or whatever flash compensation in TTL. I would actually have that in manual. I don't need it in TTL. Whatever I want right here without moving my position from my shooting spot. I think it's like $285 for the package of the Nissin, which is what I bought, the D700A, and the Air 1 Commander for the Fujifilm. It's like $285 for both of these together. So this speedlight is basically $200, and you're getting the speedlight for $89. So it's $285, I believe, for the package on both. A lot of people selling this. You get a 2-year warranty from Nissin if you buy a USA model. Amazon.com is guilty of selling incorrectly marked Nissin units. They're marked USA warranty, but they're not. They're gray market warranties. And so you don't get a warranty with that. And I think they're like maybe charging $20 less for the speedlight, like the i60A and the Air 1 Commander. I mean, for the i60A, I don't know how much cheaper the Air 1 Commander is, but you get no warranty, USA warranty with that. Those are gray market units, so avoid Amazon for buying any of these. The i60A is made incredibly well, it's very powerful. The fact that I can do full TTL capabilities or manual wirelessly and adjust flash compensation on the Air 1 is marvelous. I don't have a damn... I know I've spent my entire life using TTL cables. But the fact that I could actually do... That would have been a dreamboat back then, 20 years ago, to have a wireless TTL capability. Also, too, yeah, in continuous low or continuous high, you can get up to 10 frames per second. The limitation is not the camera or the Air 1, it's the recycle time off your batteries. I mean, using the best batteries that money can buy in here right now, but the issue is that there's only a certain discharge time that will drop the power to the capacitors for bursting. So there's a way around that. You could actually buy a power pack, and these units actually use a Sony cable interconnect with like a power pack. I got like a quantum turbo packs over here, so you can actually plug in external power packs and get much faster, basically instantaneous recharge time that way, but it has to use a Sony connector on all the Nissin speedlights that you can actually buy from Nissin. And that's it. Been incredibly impressed, very happy, very straightforward. Like I said, I could teach a blind person how to use the Air 1 Commander and pair it up. To pair it up, all you have to do is just hold down the lock button and the power button. Speedlight beeps, you hold down the S button, the power button, the Air 1. The speedlight stops beeping and they're paired. That's an initial setup. Extremely happy, and I don't say that very often. I'm a person that is not happy and is not easily impressed, considering the fact that I've got more light mods and studio strobes and speed lights hanging around here than Grand Central Station has homeless people lurking in it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. It takes a lot to impress me on lighting systems. And like I said, all the people now that have been, whining and moaning and screaming, well, Fuji doesn't have any lighting, this is it. This is much simpler than Nikon's creative lighting system, and it does everything that Nikon's creative lighting system does. High-speed sync capability is coming. in the next week or two for the i60A. So that's not an issue. If you want to hold off, I'm not even going to update this to high-speed sync. It is fully capable of TTL right now, but all I'm going to do is just buy an additional unit for HSS, for high-speed sync capability. I'm not even going to upgrade this damn unit. I have no reason. Why? I've got TTL and wireless full power on it. I don't give a damn about upgrading it. It's perfect the way it is. I will buy an additional, I was going to buy an additional unit anyway, but I only need one high-speed sync capable speedlight. Okay, one. Not multiples. Okay? I've actually never seen anybody do a photo shoot with multiple HSS. I see absolutely no shooting composition scenario in which I would require HSS multiple units. Actually, I can, but barely not. Most people don't even know what HSS is for. A lot of you do, but that's coming in a couple weeks on the i60A. But everything's perfect as it is for me now. I'll buy an additional one when that becomes available. So this has been marvelous. It's simple, and it works. It works damn well. And it works a lot further. That's just me saying it now. You can't hold Nissin to the feet to the fire. It works a damn lot further than the 89 feet that they quote. And the reason for that, it's, I don't know how many milliwatts it's putting out, but I mean, it's up in the cell phone band. Your cell phone doesn't put out, depends on the signal gain that it needs to reach the cellular repeater. But I mean, 50 milliwatt, I mean, very efficient, very useful. This is opposed to 2 of the 450 units from Fuji. So you're talking $900 there, and it's optical and line of sight only. That's no good, is it? Their speedlight's a lot bigger too. This is all you need. This is all you need. People like David Hobby, who controls the strobist, agrees with me on that. He calls TTL necessary flashes slavery. You don't need all of that. You don't need a speedlight, and I've got plenty of them, like the SB800 and 900. They're as complicated as your camera or a computer is. You don't need all of that. I have that, and I know how to use it, but I still don't need it. So, Fuji's lacking in nothing. Those are the options, and they're very well made, and they work damn well. You repeat yourself too much, someone's going to say right now, and I'm going to go, yes, I am. But at least I gave you the information. Nobody else has got this video out, so. You heard it here first. Thanks for watching. Bye.